as you know, and we are efforting this, we've gotten requests, I think, about some of the organizers for this. There is an attempt to unionize Amazon workers in Staten Island, New York. One of the 5 boroughs of New York. Staten Island people forget sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not from New York, you probably can't even name all 5 boroughs one way or another. I don't know.
I mean, you can name a few, but
it's in a lot of rap. Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you.
Yeah, see that? You forgot the Bronx.
The Bronx.
All right.
Well, if you listen to the Wu-Tang Clan. Right?
Here's the point, though, is they're having meetings, Amazon is, to dissuade people from joining a union. This is one of the problems that we have in this country, that employers have the ability to force workers to attend meetings where they can explain why a union's not good for them. And of course, union organizers don't have the same opportunity to meet with workers. Now, sometimes what happens is more savvy members of the workforce at a certain company will try and inform their fellow workers when they're being lied to by management. And sometimes what they'll do is, even on their days off, they will attend these meetings. And that's a big bummer for management, because they don't want someone there who knows what they're talking about to correct or to inform workers as to what's going on. This is one of the advantages that the management has in these union drives.
And the fact that they employ them and pay them.
Aside from the coercion.
Right, exactly.
And here is a leaked video that came from Status Quo News during a mandatory meeting of Amazon workers in Staten Island. And some of the fellow workers there who took their own time, they're not on company time at this, to come to the meeting, are being threatened by Amazon for being at the meeting, and their jobs being threatened, as if the bosses had the opportunity or the right to dictate what these workers do on their free time. Listen to this.
I just want to be very clear, guys, here.
We want to be. I feel like we can ask questions respectful.
I don't need to cut you off.
To be able to answer questions.
I don't need to cut you off, but I am asking everyone who is not part or not scheduled to be, please leave the room right now. If you were not scheduled to be in this particular meeting, I said this 3 times. I'm asking you to please leave the room, and if you don't, you will be insubordinate. And I want to make sure all of you understand that if you refuse to leave the room once I asked you 3 times already, that you would be willingly insubordinate.
I want to understand how we're insubordinate.
Is there anyone here? Is there anyone inside the room who did not understand what I shared?
No, we understand, but we also know that you understand that if you make us leave the room, that's a charge against Amazon.
Is this a non-work area?
All right.
Is this a non-work area?
I said it 3 times already.
Can you answer my question, Felipe?
3 times. If you were not scheduled to be in the room for this particular meeting, I asked you to leave the room.
We don't have it. Yeah, we're staying. We're staying.
Not leave the room and be insubordinate.
We're staying. Felipe, we're organizing on our non-work time.
This is legally protected collective action by the law. You know that.
That's the general manager.
Yes, Felipe, we're protected under Section 7A. We're protected under Section 7A.
I asked
And this is the same reason why we're in this room, because Amazon does a lot of things just like this against workers. You guys are continuously breaking laws.
This is what we're going to do. We are going to get this session started, right? We're going to get this session started. I very clearly told everyone who was not scheduled to be here to leave the room, and you decided to stay. So we're going to get this session started. So
Right. By the general manager, and saying that we'll be insubordinate if we don't leave.
Thank you.
We'll file more charges. Get ready for them.
Now, I don't know how that resolved, but basically, just so everybody understands what's going on there, this guy, who's apparently a general manager, is telling people who are not, I guess, have been invited necessarily to that meeting or on a work shift that they have to leave. But it is a non-work area. And so they have a right to be there and to organize in a non-work area.
And he says leave or you'll be
labeled
insubordinate.
Insubordinate, which of course is some type of like demerit on your record there. And it is, it's unclear to me that these people were in any way being, stopping the meeting. They were just asking questions to clarify because Felipe, the general manager there, is undoubtedly trying to tell the other workers, like, hey, Amazon's great. We empower all of you, except for if you have questions.
I mean, have you seen those ads too? There is a full on, PR campaign by Amazon with people saying, I make $15 an hour here. I never was able to do that in my previous forklift job, as if they weren't forced into doing so by Bernie publicly declaring and threatening them with that Stop Bezos Act that he had a few years ago. That was a lot of his own doing. And this particular plant has engaged in terrible practices for a while. I mean, if people recall, this is a 2 year in an effort. This is an effort that's 2 years in the making here in the Staten Island plant, because Chris Smalls, he was the one who was retaliated against for attempting to demand better working conditions during the pandemic. So, I mean, solidarity with all of them in the Staten Island plant, because this has been a long time coming there.
And we will continue to follow that as well.
Yeah, and I just it's great to see footage like that leak. That was the status quo. But these sorts of meetings, I think, like letting people see them before they're sort of like put into the situation and see how you can actually react, and modeled by these people in this video, is really important.
Really important to know what rights you have as a worker in these contexts.